Hi there. Today I want to talk to you about how writing my book helped uplift my life in ways that I did not even think were possible. So I want you to think about your book as a portal or a gateway. So I had been going through a dark period in my life and I was just feeling sort of stuck or stagnant. And one of the things that I'd always wanted to do was write a book. And I had started so many different drafts, but I wasn't really finishing any of them. And then I would take some time off, then I would go take a class, and then I would start again. I hadn't really made that decision or committed to one story. So while I was going through this period of my life, I decided that the thing that I was going to do, the thing that had been on my heart, was to write a book. And I knew the story that I was going to do. So I committed to it. I made that decision and I decided that no matter what, I was going to finish the book. And I did end up finishing it. But some of the side effects, some of the other things that ended up happening were things that I could never have imagined coming from writing the book. I ended up getting into the best shape of my life, getting a fully remote job, which I'd always wanted, and asking for and making more money than ever before, paying off my house, improving my relationships, getting glowing skin, and ending a relationship that was no longer serving me. I mean, how is this possible? Doesn't writing a book take up all of your time? And the reason that I want to talk to you about this is that that's what people will say to me. They'll say it's such a huge commitment. It's going to take away time from everything else. I'm going to have to sacrifice my health. I'm going to have to sacrifice time with my family. I'm going to have to sacrifice healthy eating. I'm going to have to sacrifice having fun with my friends. Whatever it is, it's being viewed as this big sacrifice. And I'm not here to try to convince you to write a book or to motivate you. You actually don't even necessarily need motivation to write the book. You really just need to take action. Action will create more confidence. Confidence will cause you to take even more action, and then you have momentum. But when I say I'm not even here to convince you to write a book, that's because you know whether or not that's in your heart. You know whether it's something that you're meant to do or not. So I'm going to actually even talk to you about deciding whether to write the book or not to write the book. So how did writing the book help create all of these other effects in my life? Well, it gave my subconscious the evidence that I could achieve my goals. And it was really just one goal I was working toward, but subconsciously, I was getting more and more evidence that I could do so much more. So instead of it creating a lack of time from me or taking time away from me, it actually added more time to my life because all of these other things were happening behind the scenes. It forced my subconscious to see the evidence, and then I was taking action in all of these other areas, and it was so easy. I wasn't putting in all this effort in all these other areas. I didn't think I was anyway. And so writing my book made all of these other goals possible. And I think that also had to do with making me unstuck. I talked about decision making before in some of my research in decision making. Well, when you're stuck, you're basically like a parked car that is hoping to get to its destination. It's just not possible. You're not having any movement. And a lot of times it seems easier to have 100 different doors open, 100 different options, but that's actually making your life a lot harder. So a friend had this saying, hard decisions, easy life, easy decisions, hard life. It basically means when you make the easy decision to keep all of your options open, your life is going to become a lot harder because you're just basically going to be stuck and not completing anything. When you make the hard decision of choosing that one goal that you are actually going to see to completion, your life is going to become a lot easier. And that's what happened to me in all of these different areas of my life. And so I want you to imagine two doors. Behind door number one is that commitment to finish your book. No matter what, you are going to finish it. If you choose to step through that door, you are making the commitment to your book, to that one story that you are going to finish, no matter what. Now, door number two is just as important. It is the decision to not be a writer. Maybe it's not something you're really being called to do. Maybe it's someone else's dream for you, or someone else thinks that you'd be good at it, or you're trying to do it for some other reason. And it's just not really something you want to put your effort and time into. And that's okay. That's just as valid as a decision, because if you choose that door, then you can stop focusing, stop thinking about being a writer, And instead, you can put your energy into another goal, into another one of your options that really lights you up more. So I really want you to think about these two doors and which decision you want to make. So really sit with it and spend that time with it and decide on the one that just feels the best to you. This shouldn't take a ton of thinking. It should really be a full body yes on one of these doors. And I don't want you to think about writing as this huge sacrifice. Really think about writing your book or not writing your book and committing to a different goal as helping you achieve other goals as well, as uplifting your life in other ways, and helping make your life so much easier instead of being this huge time sacrifice that's going to take away time from all of these other areas of your life. So go ahead and make that decision, and either decision you make will be the right decision.